Good morning. It's really great to be here and to share a little bit part of our story with so many design enthusiasts.
Hang on. It's quite funny how like everything in the beginning could almost be compartmentalized, and there was like a nice timeline, and it sort of just went into like something. Joburg was the first step. And I think another thing is people that we've just kind of worked with and who've supported us and just inspired us and, you know, shared like our experiences with us. So I think, Rian was making lights already and people were noticing, and we were making all these cool things, and we just decided to try.
Katie is a graphic designer, you know, and you always work 2D with your stuff. And I think in the beginning, the idea of the silhouette or the 2D thing becoming a product, you know, they say the first range you made was all sort of 2D thing, trying to make something look as most 2D as possible.
What tools we had available to us, the size of our workshop, the colors that were available to us, money, all those kinds of things. And then again, choices like we're only using straight lines, or screen printing only, or we only going to use primary colors, or,
you know, like typography, quite like Bauhaus still in a way that we taught in university, and then trying to think about like some of the architecture we saw, and then also like the 80s or something, when the big jewelry and like the weird, like what was those magazines that Joe brought here? Was the
Ardas,
the Arda magazines
from the 80s, like these insane layouts. We were listening to like New Order, and I don't know, it was just a really fun time, and we just made stuff.
And funny enough, the range didn't produce so many functional things. You know, there was lights, mainly lights came out of it, and it's also that we still sell some of those lights, and those lights have survived in up to now. You know, we did
tables, those little tables, and then we did the cardboard handbags were like the big thing. Pendants, some weird ceramics that actually ended up in the Vitra Bauhaus like retrospective, which was really cool. A few years ago, last year.
Yeah.
Trying to make South African curio style t-shirts with like a slightly tongue-in-cheek, like to play with that aesthetic, but then to do it like a modernist, like a proper serious hardcore modernist or something, I don't know, because that was kind of what was turning us on at the moment at that time.
Like everything we kind of knew and we had access to, we kind of just made stuff.
So everything was happening in Rian's house in Brixton, and we had a back room, which was our studio, and we had a screen printing machine in the lounge. So I came back in August, beginning of August, and we had no products besides a few lights that Rian had made, and we opened the shop with products.
Yeah, because he gave us some money, and my dad gave us some money, and we kind of started the shop.
And we had no prices, but we were just really excited to have that. After that happened, we needed to extend our product range. And the next thing was bent. It was just like, how do we bend steel in a very simple way to make functional, useful things that we needed, and we needed to also build our catalog. And so we made these shelves and these hooks and these rubbish bins, and they were all just quite graphic and colourful and fun. And yeah, it's really cool to sometimes walk into someone else's house and see them there. Something looked like it might be Dokter and Misses.
And also moving a little bit more towards mass production in a strange way. But it was kind of a logical step from that thick material to a thinner material, and doing something more with it, almost pushing the understanding the material more, understanding what the material can do.
And so we joined forces with What If the World Gallery, found a space in Braamfontein, and set up workshop and showroom there. Kiwan's a musician and artist, and he was making an album called Easy Now, and then we just decided to make this whole range that kind of like pushed our production boundaries, as well as was pretty much a direct opposition to everything that we had been doing. Like, so before, everything was it was only steel, it was bright colors, it was really hard, it was like a big techno party almost. So
yeah, we started using wood and metal together.
And this was kind of like a whole, like listening to Easy Now, listening to a lot of Bob Dylan, like bringing in some wood and monochrome and cork and softer things and ceramics.
My body is alive, my mountains are yours, skin of our knives, rush of our gold, so prone your eyes, melts on my shoulders, keep on the light, we'll sleep till it's over. My body is alive, my mountains are yours.
And I think that's also one of, like, sort of over the years, because Rianne's mom has a ceramic studio, we've always tried to find a way to like incorporate that resource that we had available to us. So the ceramics, poodles, snow foxes,
But also at that point, I think there was
chains.
we were quite manically busy, weirdly enough, because we weren't a big, we were making stuff for, still, but we were not a big company, or a lot of employees were still mixing around, and I think we were quite tired. And I think also at that point, I can't exactly know what, I think it was that xenophobia uprising, so that at that point, the first kind of major one, and it just felt like there was too much violence and shit in the world. It was weird. I mean, we made like a peace rug, and like it was weirdly like it was like hippie stuff coming out of that kind of mindset. And also that was the idea with Easy Now, is just to like just take it easy and breathe and just like try to do it slower. I don't know if we portrayed that message, so successfully, and it's also a very difficult thing to do. Like to say like, cool, let's slow down, make a range, and then sell it. It's like I think we still try every day, like trying to be a bit sort of slower, but it's not that easy. And then what we did is we made this range. We took it all the way down to Cape Town, put it in boxes all the way down to Cape Town, unpacked it, put it on like sort of like we had like a it was a fashion show / furniture show / music show. So we literally had like 20 minutes or whatever. Everything comes up, people sit on our chairs and everything. Pack everything up, put it in a box, take it back to Joburg. Like, it was insane.
Easy now, easy. So easy.
but it was good to know that we're not fashion designers.
My body is a lie. My mountains are yours.
Are you tired of being stuck behind the same old desk year after year after year?
Want to facilitate group work, but you just can't?
Let Dokter and Misses refurbish your classroom. Hear testimony from hundreds of satisfied clients in South Africa's schools and university departments. They made 1, and then 500.
Press is kind of big and this kind of thing, but it's not a human that's got feelings, that's got broken. You can't like this thing. It's just a thing. You cut it, you weld it, you fix it. There's always a plan.
20-year guarantee.
For left-handers too.
Colorful and fun. Impress your friends.
Inspire.
But wait, there's more.
Next page, next page, next page. There's no client. I just want to do this.
Usually there's kind of like a client or a specific design challenge that we're trying to solve.
These products embody almost the anti-product. It's completely free and we aren't concerned about their function, their practicality or anything like that.
I mean, these things have to work still, but the aesthetic function is more important. And we thought at some point, let's not even put drawers in there because the thing looks beautiful as it is, as a solid unit. If this thing stands against the wall, it's still painted at the back of it. The internal details of how things open and close and how we designed what you don't see, that is almost a beautiful mechanic pattern that's inside.
So we made this product that we knew was going to take a lot of time to make, and it was important that it was like that. So it was highlighting that it wasn't this mass-produced, factory-made design piece. Okay, I can do whatever I want. I can paint some rocks that I find on a mountain, bright colors, and stack them up. Tell people that those are rocking chairs. You know, like I can do that.
It's a little bit indulgent. It is so nice. I mean, I think in our industry, or like what we do, like it's every time it's like I have to work, function this, function that, and if you can just do a little bit of that, it really like makes you feel a little bit alive again.
Did you know before you started painting it's going to take 2 weeks?
No.
It almost made sense that we hand painted and hand construct. That one was completely hand constructed from the beginning. Making a piece feel heavier, more grounded. That kind of felt right for us at that point.
Loud, bright, really just like, okay, it's a canvas. Like you can a 3D canvas that you can really just do what you like with.
Getting forward with something and moving forward, and thinking more locally, like more sort of continental, if you want to call that, about design and not, and I think breaking away from what we were taught in university, the Bauhaus and Scandinavian design and American design, and all that kind of stuff. We looked into African continent and African like that as design inspiration. Yeah, this was actually the product that traveled the most. We were internationally recognized because of these, but it came as a surprise that it was like so universally kind of liked.
There's always an emotional connection that people have, and no one can really pinpoint it, but it's a positive one, and that's cool. I like that it's kind of flamboyant and it's fucking heavy. Next page, next page, next page.
Sorry, the number you have dialed is not in.
What sort of culturally, what does shapes mean, and how to get away from that in a way that you create a new language. Thing, but the idea about like how products fit into culture and in South Africa, especially in this country, what do you do with that kind of thing, with all that baggage, you know?
And also, like, what is your identity? Like, you know, can you use certain references and can you not?
Looking at shapes again, we worked with concrete as a material, and that allowed us a lot of freedom to start making shapes that's not metal and wood, you know, straight lines. It's becoming like more three-dimensional. You can actually sculpt it more. You know, the weight,
like it should fall over.
But the counterbalance of this heavy, concrete rock that we treated in like a exposed aggregate finish on it. That's usually used for bollards outside and like sort of heavy used public areas. And we're trying to bring that sort of also sort of
Like
back
luxury.
domestically back into the house. And so if you think about it, it doesn't look like sort of domestic things actually. They look a little bit like a sort of outer space executive office, you know,
Oh yeah.
in the 70s, you know.
Each one of these could be an emoji. It has a corresponding emoji, so that's also where a lot of the names came from. Get to this pure idea of a shape and form. I think what we wanted to do is sort of like be quite free. It's like
this
free
idea
of
of
any.
try and break it completely. A new kind of thing about what.
Or just like fuck with it as much as you can, or just like play with it as much as you can.